Sir, Tur is also mentioned in Surah 3 also.
Yes.
Wattin was Zaituni wa Turi Sinina wa Hadal Walad.
Yes. So some say that it is the Mount Sinai where this thing had happened, and some say that there is a part of the Arabian Peninsula itself where this thing had happened. There are different connotations, because now they were in the wilderness only when they were with Musa alayhi salam. They were in the desert for 40 years. They were wandering. Okay, so then with this, inshallah, we go to the grammar part for today. Okay, so are you able to see the slides now?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah, rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So we are going to do the grammar of course 4 on page 13, pointer D. So what we're going to do today is we are going to learn lam plus the mudare form. So for the 3-lettered sound verbs, and we'll take some weak words as well. So we'll see what changes this present tense gets with lam getting. So just to revise what we had done last time, we had done broken plurals, jama, taksir, and basically plurals are of 2 types. So one ending with waw noon and ya noon, and for feminine it will be ata. And the broken plurals are when the pattern gets broken. So baitun becomes buyut, and amal becomes a'mal, and baqara becomes bakrun. So there is a change in the word, that is broken plural. And what we saw last time is that the punishment for breaking the rule is that plurality is gone and the gender is changed to feminine, right? So that's why we saw some words on how the gender changes. So huwa becomes hiya, huwa baitun wa fihi abdun, hiya buyutun wa fiha ibadun. Haza baitun, hazihi buyutun, dhalika baitun, tilkal buyut, tilk buyutun, al baitul ladhi, and al buyutal lati. Asbaha baitu jadidan, asbahat al buyutu jadidah. Yusbihul baitu jadidan, tusbihul buyuta jadidah. Baitun wasi'un, buyutun wasi'atun. Right, so everything will be feminine form for broken plural. So even if the word by itself is a feminine word, is a masculine word, even then the feminine form will be used for it. If the word is feminine by itself, then it will of course be feminine. But here, even if the word is masculine and the plural is a broken plural, the feminine form will be used. Right. So now in this lesson, what we are going to do in the grammar today is that we learn the changes that happens in the mudare with lam coming in front of you. Right. So we know that taf'alu means you do and taf'aluna means you all do. But when la is put in front of it, it is like an order which we've already learned, that it is la taf'al and la taf'alu. Right. So they have given a photo of a chopper there, because that dhamma that was there, taf'alu, has become taf'al. La taf'al, don't do. La taf'alu, don't do, you all. So there the word was taf'aluna. The noon has been chopped, and that's why this becomes taf'alu, right? So this is just a way to remember it. It is not a classical grammatical word that they use. A chopper is not a thing, but just for your to remember that this is happening, it is so la don't is a chopper word that chops the endings of its neighbor. The chopper is shown above la. It chops the dhamma and makes it sukun. It chops the noon, and that becomes alif, and it shows the plurality of the word, right? So please know that we're using the term chopper for easy learning, and it is not a technical grammatical word, right? It is also called as mahmuz, the things that change the present tense to sukun, right? So when there is lam, yaf'alu, this is the gardan of the present tense, yaf'alu, yaf'aluna, taf'alu, taf'aluna, af'alu, naf'alu, and taf'alu. But with the lam, it becomes yaf'al, lam yaf'al, yaf'alu becomes lam yaf'al, Yaf'aluna becomes lam yaf'alu. Taf'alu becomes lam taf'al. Taf'aluna becomes lam taf'alu. Af'alu becomes lam af'al. Naf'alu becomes lam naf'alu. Taf'alu becomes lam taf'al. Right? So basically the dhamma becomes a sukoon and the noon is chopped and it is gone and it is replaced by a alif. This is how lam affects the present tense. And the meaning of that becomes he did not do. Right? La was an order, don't do, and here it is he did not do. Lam yaf'al, he did not do. Lam yaf'alu, they did not do. वो सब लोगों ने नहीं किया. Lam taf'al, right? So it is you did not do. Lam af'al, I did not do. Lam taf'alu, you all did not do. Lam naf'al, we did not do. Lam taf'al, she did not do. Right? So here it is did not do.
But sir, the this
Yeah.
yaf'al is mudare.
Yes.
Since if he will he will do or he does.
Correct.
But when we are translating lam yaf'al, he did not. The tense become past then here.
Yeah, it becomes like a past tense. It indicates a past this thing lam that was not done. But the word used is a present tense, but it is used with a sukoon.
But in translation, he did not do. It become past and the here it is mudare yaf'al. Yaf'alu is mudare.
Yes, because we have another word for future, which is lan. Right, we'll see that. So you will come to know the difference there. So with lam it is past, and with lan it becomes future. We'll take that. So let's take spoken Arabic and alam yaf'al. Alam yaf'al. The question is lam yaf'al. Did he not do? But normal sense, when such a question is asked, it is like a rhetoric question, right? So what it means is that the answer is yes to it, correct? But for just for the grammatical purpose and saying purpose, we'll take the answer as negative, right? So alam yaf'al, did he not do? Lam yaf'al, he did not do. But actually, it means that it was done. So when it is said alam yaf'al, did he not do? It means actually he's done it. The question, when it is a rhetoric question, it is asked so that the answer is actually yes, and you're just asking it so that the person across knows that this thing is done. So it is like alam ya'lam, don't you know? It means actually you know. So when you're asking something, तुमको ये मालूम नहीं है क्या? Which means you know that that person knows it, but you are putting that question in that way, right? But just for the discussion here, we'll say that yeah, he doesn't know, right? So or he did not do. So alam yaf'al.
Lam yaf'al.
Lam yaf'al. He did not do. Alam yaf'alu.
Lam yaf'alu.
He did not do. Alam taf'al.
Lam af'al.
Lam af'al. Alam taf'alu.
Lam naf'al.
Lam naf'al. Right. So
answer should actually bala, na?
Yeah, it need not be bala. It can be anything, but here normally bala will come when you know that that thing is done, right? So when Allah Ta'ala is saying alam ta'lam anna Allah, don't you know that Allah has done this and that, which means that that thing is already done.
Alam tara kaifa fa'ala.
Alam tara kaifa.
Fa'ala
Did you not see? It means that you have seen it actually. When Allah Ta'ala is asking that have you not seen, it means that you have seen it, but it is just a question to raise a query in your mind, right? So again, there it is the past that was then. Did you not see? Had you not seen that this has happened before? So the lam is used with the past, as you rightly said. So and lan is again indicates for the future, right? So this ayat is already gone. فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا وَلَن تَفْعَلُوا. But if you do not, this is the challenge that was given to get the surah of the Quran, right? And then Allah Ta'ala is saying, فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا, and you did not do it, وَلَن تَفْعَلُوا, and you will never be able to do it. So with this part clears your question that lam is used and it indicates the past, and the lan indicates the future. See, the same word taf'alu is used in the future or present tense, but when it comes with lam, that if you don't do it, in that if is because of the in. For in lam taf'alu, and if you don't do, وَلَن تَفْعَلُوا, then you will never be able to do it, and you will never be able to do it. Right? So that is the difference between lam and lan, though the noon is dropped in both. Lam also the noon is dropped, and lan also the noon is dropped. Right? So فَإِن لَمْ تَفْعَلُوا وَلَن تَفْعَلُوا فَاتَّقُوا النَّارَ الَّتِي, that is the ayat that is gone. So lan is a hammer word and makes similar effect on the taf'alun, that is, it is dropped. We will learn that later. So lan, the effect on the plural is the same. On the singular it will be different, but we'll see that later. That's why it is being called as a hammer word, right? So we'll see what that hammer word is when we come to it, inshallah. So just remember that this is, lan indicates a little futuristic thing and lam indicates the past. And if you did not do, right? So that's why it is translated if you did not do, which means that you're not been able to do it till now. So that's why it is a little bit indicating the past tense. And as we saw alam tara kaifa also, that it indicates that that event has already happened. Have you not seen that? Something like that. Okay. Right. So now let us take the 3-letter sound words and other words which with lam. We can take nasara and fataha. So lam yaftah, he did not open. Lam yaftahu, they did not open. Lam taftah, you did not open, or she did not open will be same. Lam taftah. Lam aftah, I did not open. Lam taftahu, you all did not open. Lam naftah, we did not open. Lam taftah is the feminine form, right? So we can ask this question whether you have opened the Quran or no. Alam taftah al-Quran fi Ramadan? The answer is of course bala. As you said, the answer will be bala, right? So you can just for your making a sentence, you can form this question and answer it. Alam taftahil Quran. When the al is followed, the ha sakin will become he. So you will say alam taftahil Quran fil yawm or fil shahr or fil Ramadan. Okay, and the answer is going to be bala. Why not? We have done it. We have opened the Quran. But after opening, you have to understand. So for understand is what? Fahmun. Fahmun is the understanding. So what will you say? Alam tafhamil Quran.
Bala aftahul Quran.
MashaAllah. Aftahul Quran. Alhamdulillah. Right. So that is how you can make sentences with this, and then practice this lam with the sukun or the noon getting dropped. So
But the taftahu of this negative, alam taftahu, plural form.
there will be plural, yes, plural.
It's I mean, likely to be taftahu, singular.
No.
You have to prolong it, no?
Yes, you have to prolong it. Yes.
Because this taftahu and singular taftahu.
Yes. So this is how each small thing is important, and that's why your tajweed is important. That you have to pull this 2 counts. When you have this is called waw sakin, right? Waw sakin is the waw which is followed by a pesh dhamma, and it has to be 2 counts. So the present tense will be yaftahu, and this will be yaftahu, lam yaftahu. So with that, if your pronunciations are proper, then your tajweed is proper, and then you know when you're listening also, you know that this is a plural. Okay, so we will make sentences with this. Assume that we are talking about a door, because inshallah we are definitely opening the Quran. So alam yaftah.
Lam yaftah.
Alam yaftahu.
Lam yaftahu.
So this is the third person, so it will be same. First person, it will be changed. Alam taftah.
Lam aftah.
Alam taftahu.
Lam naftah.
Right. So this is like for practice. You can practice this. Then we'll take another word. Nasara yansuru. Lam yansur. He did not help. Lam yansur. He did not help. Lam yansuru. They did not help. Again, you're while practicing this itself, when you're practicing, you can practice it with tajweed, so that the tajweed also becomes better. So this is noon sakin followed by the sod, which is a little thicker word to be pronounced. So the ikfa should be a little more. So it will be Lam yansur. Lam yansuru. Did not help. They did not help. Lam tansur. You did not help. Lam tansur. Lam ansur. I did not help. Lam tansuru. You all did not help. Lam nansur. We did not help. Lam tansur. She did not help. Right? So the knowledge of this Gardan, what you have practiced till now, will follow in each of the variations. This is the variation which they are calling as chopper, because the pesh becomes a sukun and the noon is dropped. Hammer, inshallah, we'll see in another class on how the hammer works. Today what we have learned is a chopper, right? So alam yang sur, did he not help?
Lam yansur.
No, he did not help. Alam yansuru,
Lam yansuru.
he did not help. Alam tansur,
Lam ansur.
alam tansuru.
Lam nansur.
Right? So as I said, alam, it actually is a rhetorical question, which means that the thing has already been done, the positive it. But here we are just for spoken Arabic part, we are saying it lam, so that we understand the usage of lam. Okay, so chopper words are very scary to weak letters. They just run away as shown below. So let us take a weak verb, qala. So qala yaqulu, yaqulu, yaquluna, taqulu, taquluna, aqulu, naqulu, and taqulu. But when lam comes, what happens? Lam yaqul, the vav is dropped. Okay, the vav is not there. Lam yaqul. Qala yaqulu, qul, lam yaqul. Then yaquluna becomes lam yaqulu. The noon part is the same. The plural part is the same. That is, taqulu becomes lam taqul. That vav is dropped. Aqulu becomes aqul. And taquluna becomes taqulu. Lam taqulu. Naqulu becomes lam naqul. And taqulu is lam taqul. Right? So where there is this vav in the present tense, or a yaqulu, that vav is dropped and becomes yaqul, and the sukun comes there, right? So vav is also dropped and sukun is also coming. Two changes are happening in the weak verbs. Okay, so lam yaqul, he did not say. Lam yaqulu, they did not say. Lam taqul, you did not say. Lam aqul, I did not say. So alam aqul lakum, Allah Ta'ala says, alam aqul lakum, did I not tell you? Which means I told you, alam aqul lakum inni a'lamul ghaiba samawati wal ard. It is there in Surah Kahf also, alam aqul lakum, that you will not be able to be patient on there. The same thing is, so whatever you are learning, you try to see what ayat there are, this thing is being followed. So now whatever in recitation you're doing, see the try to find the lam and then see what is the word coming after it. Okay, so whatever recitation you're doing, you will definitely find a lam somewhere in whatever para you are reciting. Lam taqulu, you did not say. Lam naqulu, we did not say. Lam taqul. So with that we'll say alam yaqul, did I not tell you? It means that yes, I told you, but here just for dialogue we are saying lam yaqul. So alam yaqul,
Lam yaqul.
alam yaqulu,
Lam yaqulu.
alam taqul,
Lam taqul.
lam aqul. It will be lam aqul. Okay.
Lam aqul.
Alam taqulu,
Lam taqulu.
lam naqul.
lam naqul.
Lam naqulu aega. In
Huh?
book it is mistake. I'm referring to the book.
Acha, acha,
And
acha.
there is a printing error.
Haan, wahi, lam naqul is the right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Instead of one dot, it has there put two dots.
Okay. So now we should our knowledge should be so much that mistakes should be
Yeah.
we should be able to rectify,
Right, right.
inshallah. No problem. So the example of the Quran, lam yalid,
Walam
walam yulad. So walada yalidu becomes lam yalid, right? And yalida yalidu yulad. This is again a weak word, and that's why we are getting yulad. Okay, that
That's
dal,
it.
dal is because of lam, and the dal is a kalkala word, so it will have a kalkala. Lam yalid walam yulad. So dal will have kalkala. He did not beget, nor is he begotten. This is most commonly read surah even in Salah and after Salah also. So after every Salah, we have to read the 3 kuls, and especially after the Fajr and the Maghrib Salah, we have to read it 3 times. Right? So we have to try. This is the Sunnah of the Prophet, and we have to try to follow that. Okay. Right. Now let us take 3 weak verbs. So we'll take hada and da'a. So da'a yad'u becomes yad'u. Okay. Lam yad'u. Lam yad'u. So see here it is almost similar, just that waw is added. Right. Da'a yad'u. So lam yad'u and lam yad'u for the plural. Lam tad'u. Lam tad'u for plural. Lam ad'u. Lam nad'u, and the feminine will be lam tad'u, right? So da'a yad'u, lam yad'u, lam yad'u, lam tad'u, lam tad'u, lam ad'u, lam nad'u, and lam tad'u. So we have to see how much prolongation has to be done for the mad letters, right? So let's take some spoken Arabic. Assume that we are talking about calling anyone except Allah. So alam yad'u.
Lam yad'u.
We did not call. Alam yad'u.
Lam yad'u.
Alam tad'u.
Lam ad'u.
Alam tad'u.
Lam nad'u.
Okay. So now hada yahdi. So there's a ya also. Hada yahdi has a ya also, but that ya is completely gone. Lam yahdi. Lam yahdu. So that ya is gone, but the plural will have a yahduna. So that noon is dropped and it becomes yahdu. So for da'a it was yad'u, yad'u, lam yad'u, lam yad'u. But for hada it is lam yahdi, lam yahdu. There is a kasra in the third person singular and dhamma in the plural. Yahdi, lam yahdi, lam yahdu. Lam tahdi, lam tahdu. Lam ahdi, lam nahdi will remain same, and lam tahdi. Okay. So with that, let's take some spoken Arabic. So no guidelines except Allah's. Alam yahdi.
Lam yahdi.
Alam yahdu.
Lam yahdu.
Alam tahdi.
Lam ahdi.
Alam tahdu.
Lam nahdi.
Right. So with that, we've covered a grammatical point. The most important part of the grammar take-home lesson today is that the noon is dropped in the plural, and in the present tense, the dhamma becomes a sukoon. There are 3 variations in the weak words. Right. So in qala yaqulu, waw is dropped, it becomes yaqul, and in da'a yad'u becomes yad'u, waw is dropped, and the plural will be yad'u, and in hada yahdi, yahdu. Right. So these are the 3 main points that we have to take home today. Right. So that will be just practice this. It is not difficult. It is easy. But if you just leave it now, it will become difficult. Also try to search for the words in the Quran that you will be reciting today. That will also inshallah help you. So anybody is following the recitations now? Like if you are reading and going, is it getting better in your Taraweeh?
Yes, definitely.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. So that was a purpose. But as we saw today's ayat, the purpose of the Quran is to follow the Quran, and that should be our niyyah when we are learning it, right? So if we are just learning it and not implementing it, we would fall in the same category of sami'na wa aswayna. So we should not be falling in that category, and we should be following what Allah Ta'ala described as sami'na wa ata'na, right? Then that is the one of the most powerful surahs and powerful ayat, and a very good dua which the Prophet ﷺ was given when he had gone for the Mi'raj, and it is from under the throne of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that these ayat were given. In that, Allah Ta'ala is telling sami'na wa ata'na. So there also it is such an important ayat that Allah Ta'ala wants us to obey on whatever he has given us. So may Allah Ta'ala make it easy for us to obey and to follow in this month and after this also. This month is like a training period. In this month we are able to do a lot of things. We are able to stay away from a lot of evil. So may Allah Ta'ala carry forward the barakah of this month in the full year, so that we are able to stay away from evil all throughout the year, inshallah, and make it easy for us to the most important thing. And in fact, I had shared a thing on the group also about the financial listing. The most I would say lightly taken thing today is the finances, and we are even without wanting sort of getting into a lot of haram things, but Allah Ta'ala has used very strict words for for the riba. So we have to see that how we can sort of save our wealth also without going into riba and staying away from it. So Ashraf Bhai is an expert in that, and he's been working on this for many years with good experience. That is the reason I shared that in the group, because today that is, I feel, the most lightly taken thing of riba, and people are utilizing riba also. So we have to see that we also try to remain away from it. And the most the fear that people would have is that they will lose if they don't take that riba, and how are you going to beat inflation and all that. And that is what he had covered. So he has another session on 15th also. It is a Jummah, I think. So people who have not attended can actually attend it. I think the link will be same, because the link has already been shared. So Allah Ta'ala make it easy for us to remain away from the haram things. And as you know that the severity of using riba is too much, so much so that the Prophet ﷺ said that it is as if you're doing zina with your own mother. So which indicates how strongly Allah Ta'ala doesn't want us to use the riba wealth. Right? So may Allah Ta'ala make the halal ways easy for us, so that we can remain away from haram. And a lot of people have this objection that there are no way what we can do, but there are ways if we try to find it out. And I think we should try and take those ways, and that would sort of help us to at least retain, if not increase, our wealth, inshallah. Right? So any questions on the grammar part today? No questions. So it means everything is very clear, but just practice the lam and the lun. Right? The lun is actually a hammer word. We'll see what the hammer word is, but just get the chopper concept clear, that lam is followed by a sukoon in the present tense, and this acts only on the present tense, not in the past tense. Okay, that is another thing that you have to remember. So it acts only on the present tense, one, and second, it gives a sukoon in the present tense, and it drops the noon.
Huruf-e jazim, na?
Yeah, huruf-e jazim it's called. So here they have not used that word. They have used a chopper so that you understand it better. It is called huruf-e jazim because it gives a jazm to the present tense, a sukoon to the present tense.
There may be, such set. There may be many such.
Yeah, there are others also. We'll inshallah learn them also. But at least get the concept of how this is there. There are other words also. Once we know one thing, then it is easier for us to follow other words, which will give the same effect. So there are other jazm words also, which will give the same effect of dropping the noon and causing a sukoon in the present tense. Right? So there's just one concept of grammar today. Just take that and try to see that you are able to apply it. You are able to see those any ayats where lam is used and there is a noon which is dropped. There are many situations that way. So just try to when you're reciting, just do that. So it doesn't become a separate exercise. It goes on with your normal recitation only. Right? Any other questions, comments?
There's this washrabu fi qulubihim al-ijla bi kufrihim.
Yeah.
And this, it means Allah Ta'ala guide us more towards whatever we do. If we are doing more virtues,
yes, that's right. That's right.
Allah will motivate us towards more.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
And if you are doing any sins, then
yes. And the good part about it is that as it is said that if you are going one step towards Allah, Allah Ta'ala is coming 10 steps towards you, right? But for evil, it is not so. Evil is like sort of 1-to-1. So if we are taking just one step towards Allah Ta'ala is rushing towards us. And if we are running, then Allah Ta'ala is coming very fast. So for the good part, it is, and the same goes for the reward as well. So if you're doing one sawab, it will be multiplied by 10 times. So the reward of the sawab increases also more. Unlike the reward or the punishment for the sins will be same. So that is also a rahmah from Allah Ta'ala, that Allah Ta'ala increases in His mercy. So as in their situation also, today's ayat situation, Allah Ta'ala lifted the mountain up as if threatening on them, right? So that threatening would have been very dangerous to look if there's a mountain over your head and if it is going to fall. And just imagine Allah Ta'ala is telling that if you do not follow the book, this is going to fall. It's like threatening them, right? So may Allah Ta'ala make us things easy for us to accept before any threatening comes to us. Right, so then that will be the right. After threatening, maybe a lot of people will come to the right way, but sometimes that is Allah Ta'ala's way to get people closer to Him. So that's why they say कि one trial, एक bala जो बंदे को अल्लाह से नजदीक ले जाए, it is much better than a blessing or a ni'mah which will take a person away from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, right? So blessings are blessings, but if a person gets involved in it so much and he forgets Allah or goes away from Allah or His deen, then that is much more worse than a trial which would get a person closer to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Right, so it is Ramadan, so try to see that you are doing maximum recitation. Try to see that your recitation is getting right. Alhamdulillah, I see a lot of improvement in the recitation of everybody who's reciting now. So if you focus and if you want more ease, then you can nowadays, these tajweed coded, color coded Qurans are available, and you can take those, and that will make it easier for you to not miss on the tajweed part. And there are a lot of qirats available where they recite very nicely, and those points are very clear. Most of the qaris are using the tajweed and doing it, but some are doing it so subtly that you might miss it. But there are other qaris who are doing it nicely and slowly. So you prefer a qari who is reciting slowly, so that you are able to pick up these finer points. But if you're reciting by yourself, then I would recommend that you take the color coded tajweed Quran, and in that you are able to see those codes and then recite also. And at the same time, if you have a good qari which you're listening to, then you can actually correlate it completely better, and then you can improve yourself directly. So now we have so many ways and means by which we can do it. Earlier you would have to go to a madrasa and do a full-time training and a full-time tajweed thing to get it. But nowadays, alhamdulillah, it is so easy. It is just that efforts that are lacking. If you're taking that little efforts, your kirat will improve, your understanding will improve. So with so many things available, we should try and see that we are able to utilize them to the best possible.
Thanks for your effort also.
May Allah Ta'ala accept it. And I would suggest that whatever you all have learned, try to see that you all are able to disperse that also. You teach somebody else, and this is how it should keep growing. And if that grows, that will be maybe a sawab jariya for me, and that will be the real prize that I would get, inshallah, if this work increases and you all also try to reach more and more people. Now I think we are almost at the 4th book, so we might maybe finish the 5th also. I think in the group, what we can do is try to reorganize and try to see that we can start this again, and maybe you all can take a lead and start from the scratch. That will be a good revision for you also, and sort of implementation also. So we can see how we can organize and take this ahead. So it was a lockdown time, and I had a little more free time that time, so it was easy for me to sort of start at that time and continue. But I think the first levels and the second levels, I think I mashallah, you all can take, and Qazi Sahib is already much better and a professional and knows much more. So I think we can form a small team where you all are there, and we take this ahead and see that more and more people benefit. In the group already there are a lot of people, but now since we have reached a level where everybody has not been able to reach this level, so I think they are shying out away and they are not sort of able to attend. But I think the first course is a very simple course, and it is very important, because I think even today I feel 90% people, or even more than that, are not even able to understand their basic salah or basic what they are reading in their salah. So that is I feel bare minimum requirement that every person who's praying, which means that every Muslim who's praying should know. And I feel there still is a lot of work done to be done in that area. What we are doing now is a little higher level, where only people who are really interested and able to give time would reach. But there are still a lot of people who just require that basic. They don't even know what they're reading their salah, and because of that, their connectivity is not there. And even when that is not there, shaitan is already always there to try to steal away from our salah and focus and our khushu. So if we know what we are reading, that makes a lot of difference. So I think we should try and see that we at least the first book is something which every Muslim should be able to understand his salah. So the first book is enough for that. At least the basic 2-3 surahs are there, and Alhamdulillah is there, which has been covered in so much detail. And of course, our videos are there from I've also recorded and put them up. And if not, the Understand Quran itself has all the videos online itself, right? So that itself can be used. But if you become a person who's motivating somebody to get it, so you will get the sawab of that, inshallah. But we have to see that this knowledge goes on increasing, and that is the only way that we can fight the battle today. We don't know our deen, and that's why we are getting attacks from all corners. And if we are not knowing it, we'll not be firm on it. And if we're not firm on it, we might just deviate very fast. And that is what the batil wants to do. And we should try and see that we stick to it, and may Allah make it easy for us. But Allah Ta'ala is going to see what efforts we have put from our side. So this is something which is very easy and simple, which all of us can at least attempt to do, right? More than that, I don't think we can ask anybody to do, but at least this is something where we can empower people with their iman. If the iman increases, and that is the requirement for today, even if we lose our lives with whatever trial that Allah Ta'ala would want to put on us, if our iman is good, we have been successful in the end. If that is not there, then we are lost in this world, and we have lost in the hereafter also. So we have to see that what time Allah Ta'ala has given us is the preparation of the akhirah, and for the akhirah, whatever we can collect for the akhirah is what is wanted. Right. So you all also try in within your houses, within your own networks of people, try to see that at least the book one, each and every person is able to understand, and everything is available online today. So it is very easy. It is not difficult at all. And the first book, as you all have gone through it, it is very easy. Right now you might be feeling it easy. So if you just go through that book once now, you will feel okay, this is simple. But try to see that you can impart this knowledge to others. And I would say at least the first book is something that every Muslim should know, because without that, I think their salah is not complete, because they're not understanding what they're speaking. And one of the ayat which says that why is alcohol not allowed? So Allah Ta'ala is using the simile there, wa antum sukara, and in that state you don't know what you are reading. So knowing what you're reading is a requirement in salah. Right, we have just about 1 minute left. So any questions, comments, quick ones, we can take that. Otherwise the meeting will get stopped in about another 1.5 minutes. 1 minute.
Can we start combined job Urdu and Arabic?
My Urdu is not strong. I have been in the English medium, and so Urdu, I will struggle with the Urdu. That's why.
Ready. I think there are more people maybe interested in Urdu also.
Yes, there will be more people, but see, I feel the requirement. See, the people who are already in the Urdu, they are already sort of not so far away. I feel the people who are in English medium, and those are more away from the basics. That's why I felt the need for it. Yes, we can do also. We can keep it in Urdu. No harm.
Urdu knowing people are they are not knowing this.
No. So we can have it in Urdu also. We can discuss about it on the group, inshallah. Yeah, and then take it, inshallah.
Interested in Urdu.
Yes. So we have
some people think they know Urdu, so their Arabic will be easy, but this is not so.
No, it is not so. It's completely different. It's completely different. You might have experienced it better.
Yeah. So that is.
I think our time is getting over. So
they remain like that.
Right.
And in misunderstanding.
Correct.
And don't done actually.
Right. Okay. So,